Everybody. In this video, I'm going to just briefly go over how the RPGLE Content Assist works in Code for IBM. I have a blank member open that I just made, and I also have the Settings tab open. We're going to go ahead and need to enable some of the Content Assist features that are disabled by default when you install the extension. You just need to enable the RPGLE Content Assist, and that's really what you have to do. No restart required. Just quickly enable that and close the settings. Now, of course, this is blank, so I'm going to go ahead and write some code here. And I'm just going to say ctl opt dft app group, star no, same old, and I'm make a variable, and I'm going to call it, my text, and I'm going to make it character 25, I suppose. And let's go my text equals hello YouTube, close it, and display my text and return. Let's save that, and let's use an action to try and compile it, and it works fantastic. That's just great. So the content assist is really mostly used for procedures and subroutines, procedures and subroutines. Let's start with that. So when we declare a procedure, like so, that will now show up in the content assist. So let's call this, run display. Let's end the procedure as well. I always do that. I'm very consistent. And we're going to have one parameter. It doesn't have any return value. And it's just going to be, let's call it string. And we'll make it character 25, much like the other one. And we'll make it const as well. And then we'll just do display string return. Return is optional, of course, but I like to be consistent. So nonetheless, we have this procedure now. And we can highlight over the name of it, and it will tell us information about it. This also means from here that we can now reference it inside of our code. So if I start typing run display, you'll see it show up. And if I press tab, it will ask me what the parameter is, my text in this case, and then we'll quickly end with a semicolon. Let's try and compile that again. Awesome. So now we get to use Content Assist. Now, let's make this a little bit more complex. We have some very generic copybooks over here. We have a printf and a write job log. Okay, with two procedures, two external procedures that I just copied from Google, really basic. Let's bring that in the copybook. So copy QRPGLE ref, and it's just going to be called generic. Really basic. Now, first thing to know, you can highlight over the copybook and it will tell you where the source is coming from. And then when you've got your mouse selected over it, you can press Shift F12 and it will take you right to the copybook. So even if it's not open, you can do Shift F12 and it will take you to the copybook, which is really cool. Now, because we brought it in, it also means that we now can see the content assist for these procedures inside of this. So we may want to do run display, but we may also want to do write job log. We may also want to do printf. Now notice what I did to do that. I actually pressed Control space. Control space will show you all of the available procedures that you can use in this program. So let's just use printf and let's say my text. Really basic. Let's try and compile this. Awesome, that worked. And maybe I want to use write job log as well. My text, and the second parameter is optional, so I'll just leave it out. Let's try and compile it again. Look at that, it works great. Now, what's really cool is that you can highlight over these. And not only does it show you the parameters, but it also tells you what the return value is, and also tells you what file it's defined in and on what line, which is really cool. So with that being said, I have one more copybook that I want to show you. It's much larger and it comes directly from IBM Unit. And it's a really cool unit testing framework that is also free and open source. Now, I'm not going to show you the testing framework, but what I am going to show you is the content assist for it. So of course, like anything else, let's bring it in. IBM Unit _H. Of course, the hover over to show where the member is works. And now, when I do Control space, I will see all of the available procedures that it gives to me in the prototype. So I can press enter on one, and I can actually fill in the value, which is really neat. Now, of course, I'm not actually using the framework right now, so I don't have anything to give it, but the fact that all of this is there is really awesome. And like everything else, you can highlight over it, and it will see what values it returns. So they both return void, but they all have parameters, which is really neat. And of course, if you know or want to start typing, it will automatically prompt you what is available to, which is really cool.